together, and it was a weird time. Weird time to live through, and it's strange that it was 5 years ago, and people still reference things. When you talk to friends, they say, hey, what are you doing? Well, since the pandemic, we've been doing, like 3.5, 4 years ago at this point, it's an event that we all live through together, and we all still reference to, but no one wants to actually talk about what actually happened. Right away, shut down Jeff Ryan tonight, ESPN back. The 8 o'clock hour, putting your feet up on the table and having questions asked to be continued when we have around the NFL. Hosted by Jeff Smith. Presented by ESPN Bet on ESPN Chicago. The Chicago Bears podcast. If you want to listen, do not get the whole story. Helps Matt the Designer with fantastic guest host Sam Steve right here itself. ESPN Chicago app or everywhere the talk sports Snow River Mountain Resort in Michigan, UP is buried in over 125 inches of pure natural powder this season long. It's here for Apple Head, the UP's only resort with high-speed lifts. We're talking deep snow, zero crowd, but a season that stretches well into April. Our flag south and west, back 10 acres right here in your backyard. This spring legendary Snow River Mountain Resort. Snow River Mountain Resort. Snow stays longer, the lines move faster. Find out snowriver.com for summer now. When you make your first $10 wager, Hi, it's Peggy Kaczynski. You've heard me talk about how the village of Bolingbrook continues to rank as one of the most livable communities in Illinois. Here's Mayor Mary Alexander Boston to tell you herself. It's Peggy, with excellent schools, beautiful parks, and a wide range of shopping and dining options. I invite you to come and experience the warmth and friendliness of Bolingbrook senior center. If you're looking to elevate your future and the future of your family, visit thebolingbrook.com to learn more. Join us in the Bolingbrook. Some fans will only a number of one is a collection of many. One can stand for all. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois is one company serving their communities across one country for nearly 90 years. As they continue to evolve, and one member at a time, everything we do. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois through it all. Dan has ordered a decadent seafood tower, king crab legs, lobster tails, and a waterfall of caviar. Pricey? You bet. But Jen works with Empower on her savings and investment strategy and planned for splurges like these. She got good at money, so she can be a little bad. Ooh, champagne. Empower. Invest well, live well. Start today at empower.com. Something amazing is happening at work. Innovative tools are helping people do better work. That's because CDW configuration specialists are multiplying productivity with Microsoft Windows 11 Pro Surface devices. Built-in security, flexibility, and simplified management streamline tasks so your team can get more done. Microsoft and CDW. Make amazing happen. Learn more at cdw.com/survey. Hey guys, it's Sylvie for Window Nation. Don't miss your chance to take advantage of the buy two, get two free and pay nothing till 2027. The offer ends soon, only at Window Nation. Schedule your free estimate now at 866-90Nation or visit windownation.com. Welcome back to Jeff and Jay Hood on Chicago's Home for Sports, ESPN Chicago. This place sucks. It sucks. I'm just a fan. I'm not a football evaluator. I love the Green Bay Packers. The guy is drunk, but there he goes. This is not Detroit.
It's 123.
I won't win it. He starts to come anyway. This is a really thickly built guy. I mean, what's
You ever know where the I Love the Green Bay Packers soundbite comes from? That I'm infamously placed in there? Years ago, Waddle and I went to Bristol to fill in for Mike and Mike like on the 4th of July holiday.
Sure.
And we were on Ryan Russillo's show. Or it was SVP at the time, but SVP was on vacation too. Russillo was solo hosting, and he was asking us about the NFC North.
Yeah.
Way back when.
Got
and
it.
I predicted that the Packers would win, and I said I love the Green Bay Packers, and that soundbite has lived forever.
Well, it's a good origin story. I'm sure Russillo was impressed.
Yes, I love Russillo.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
He's great.
All right, what do we got, Jack, around the NFL?
Big news of the morning. Jonathan Allen, the defensive tackle from Washington, signed with the Vikings on a 3-year, $60 million deal. I was going through it this morning, and I haven't been tracking the odds as much recently, but I noticed the Bears right now have better odds to win the division than the Minnesota Vikings do. Right now, would you take the Bears over the Vikings?
Not me, because I'm not going to get hurt again. I'm not being burnt again. They need to prove it to me. I could be happy with the moves, but not willing to place a bet on the Bears to beat the Vikings. The Vikings were supposed to be the rebuilding team last year, and they went out and they had a great year. So show me first, then I'll start making big-time predictions for you.
I'll take the shot, Jack.
This is very good.
Oh, this is Sorry, Jack. Sorry, I thought we were still doing shot or no shot. I'll say this. If Ben Johnson is who we think he is as a head coach, then yes, the Bears will be better this season than the Vikings. If we are questioning whether or not Ben Johnson's the guy, then Minnesota, I think, will still be the better team. I think Johnson will get the most out of Caleb Williams, and I think towards the middle portion of this upcoming season, we're going to have the conversation, is Caleb the best quarterback in the division?
I hope so.
And if that's the case, then yes, they will be a better team.
I hope, if we're talking about that, that would make me so happy.
He has the talent, right?
We know that.
So now you have to kind of harness what he has. Don't try and do too much. Have the offensive line be solidified throughout the season. Ben Johnson helps him out. I think it can happen. And I don't think I'm like pie in the sky wishful thinking on this. I think it's legitimate that Caleb can be that.
Justin Fields agreed to a 2-year, $40 million deal with the New York Jets. This seems like, to me, a disaster waiting to happen. This doesn't seem like it's going to end well. What do you guys think about Justin Fields' new home?
I agree with you. I think, good for Justin to get that contract and to be named a starter when you sign somewhere. I don't know. Are we planning on Justin Fields starting all 17 games for the New York Jets next season? I think that's unlikely. I would set the over-under at 13.5. Does he make it? He's going to get hurt at some point because he runs too much, and we've seen that as Bears fans. He can't make it through a full season without getting injured. I just don't. I agree with you, Jack. I would imagine he's going to struggle, and the Jets are going to struggle.
The offensive line is average at best. They just lost Devontae Adams. This will be a good running team because they have good running backs.
He gets reunited with his college teammate who he had great chemistry with. We'll see if that happens in the NFL level. Justin Fields still brings out big-time emotion. You either think he's never going to be the guy, and I'm pretty much in that camp. I think he's got roles. I don't think he's ever going to be a franchise quarterback. And then you've got guys who feel like he's been given the raw deal in the NFL. This is a guy named Sam Block.
Sammy. Good old Sammy.
Listen to this tweet. Everyone doubted him. Everyone hated on him. Everyone slandered him. Everyone mocked him. Everyone laughed at him. And the New York Jets believed in him. Here comes angry Justin Fields. Look out.
Oh, angry.
That was a tweet yesterday, and who slandered him? Who has slandered Justin Fields? Who has hated Justin Fields?
Somebody. We wanted to see him do well. He just didn't play. I mean, last year with the Steelers, a much better franchise than the Chicago Bears.
like Greeny's been obsessed with him because
Justin Fields?
yeah, because of the splash plays, and I feel like if you've watched the Twitter highlights and the splash plays, in not every of the 60 or 70 offensive plays in a game,
Yeah.
you think higher of him because of that, or because like the record, what his starting record was last year without watching some of the throws. And I texted Greeny yesterday, you're going to think differently of him after watching him
that's
for
right.
an entire game. And you're going to, because he's always, he used to say, I don't understand why the Bears are getting rid of him.
Right,
and,
right.
And I said to him, the one thing we know here, we may not know a good quarterback in town, but we know when a quarterback isn't going to work. I've majored in that.
Yeah, just tell Greeny to enjoy football Zach Levine.
Second best quarterback available for the recycled cat. What you think? Just saying. If not Fields, then who would the Jets get?
That's true. I guess there's not many others. How do you feel if you're Aaron Rodgers that, the Jets didn't want you, but they wanted Justin Fields?
I don't understand this thing about the slander. Did people not watch Justin Fields as a Bears quarterback? And you're right. I think a lot of it is led by people out of town who don't know, and they saw the highlights. Unfortunately, most of Fields' highlights were him running 65 yards for a touchdown. It's not like he's standing tall in the pocket, making these incredible throws.
He will once every 10 throws pull out one where you go, oh wow.
Yeah, there's that one.
That was really great. And more of that, please. And I think it's in him, and that's why you believe. So there still are throws that make you jaw drop. He's just not consistent enough.
He's 26 years old. I'm not ruling out that he makes some Geno Smith, Sam Darnold, where he switches a flip and suddenly he's a good quarterback. I just don't think New York is the place to do that because they don't have the infrastructure to help him develop like that.
As a passer, his high school tape looks better than his NFL tape.
I think you're right, and we talked about him and Lawrence. Both of their high school tapes probably look better.
Yep.
Remember, those were the two chosen ones in that class.
They were 1-2 from age 16 all the way through college. The 1-2 prospect of that recruiting class. So I'll give here Fields. 2 years ago against the Cardinals in the snow, isn't it where he found DJ Moore in the back of the end zone in the corner on a beautiful throw? He can do it every once in a while, but the problem is in the pocket when he is frazzled, something gets lost in the computer where he's trying to figure out a defense, and that's where it shuts down your entire offense because he can't make a decision, and then it all crumbles from that point on. So if you're a team that's, quote, a running team, he may be serviceable for the Jets as a team that's run first, but in games where they're behind, there's no chance. You're not going to be able to come back.
What else you got?
Courtney brought up an interesting name that I honestly hadn't really even thought about for the last month. She said Keenan Allen is still maybe on the radar. Do you think he is on the radar? Would you bring him back?
I heard that with you guys
I
yesterday.
wouldn't. And Waddle has guided me through this one that he just feels that Caleb now it would be up to Ben Johnson to coach this out of him, and it should have been coached out of him last year. Just look to him and didn't look to others when Cole Kmet may have been open. Part of the problem with Cole was Caleb didn't see him open a lot of times.
Yeah.
And I want Rome Odunze to be him in his prime. You know what I'm saying? I want Keenan. I want those balls to go to DJ Moore and Rome Odunze, and then the others to Cole Kmet, and then find a third receiver that fits Ben Johnson's offense and who could block. And hopefully you could find a speed guy, too, whether that's Tyler Scott or someone else.
I know that Rome Odunze is bigger than Amon-Ra St. Brown, but I hope... to come back at the Bears' price, I don't have a problem with that.
Interrupting real quick with some minor breaking news.
Yeah,
Well, minor breaking.
It's minor. I mean,
Will Fries to the Vikings for 5 years, $88 million. So they have another big signing this morning.
It's something interesting to bring up with Breer, and we'll do that next. So, Will Fries was on the radar for the Bears. A lot of people wanted him. Did you want to pay that guy who looks to be good? He hasn't been great. What'd you say? 88 million?
88 million over 5 years.
Do you have the guarantee?
Don't have that
Guarantee
info
yet?
yet.
Because what it is, 28 for Dahlman is what they spent,
That's
right?
a lot of money for a guy who hasn't. He's coming off a broken leg too, and that's maybe why the farm market they got out of him. They traded for Tim.
Okay.
And they got Jonah Jackson who knows Ben Johnson, and an all-pro in Joe Speed. We'll talk to Albert Breer coming up next, the 8 o'clock hour. Cap and J Hood on Spring Trading Tuesdays, brought to you by the Village of Bolingbrook. Nobody at this radio station does a better job as a spokesperson of Peggy for the city of Bolingbrook.